Well, that was fun. 5:30 in the morning, got this beautiful tailor on the little micro jig on the Assassin Affinity 9-foot. I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to get this fish in the bucket. I'm going to put a fresh bait on the big rod and we're going to keep casting. Beautiful way to start the day. Wasn't expecting that tailor on the little micro jig, that's for sure. What a beauty. You. Good morning everyone and welcome back to another little episode. It's Wednesday midweek. Unfortunately I'll be home with my boy. He's still quite sick. He hasn't been able to shake this virus for a couple of weeks. We're going to take him to the doctors this morning. As you can see, full moon last night. The moon's up behind me. It's going to hopefully set on sunrise. I've got the big rod out soaking now, the Assassin Bluefish Special 13-foot. I've got the 9-foot Assassin Affinity caster. I'm going to throw some lures around. I'm going to get you in the chest cam as that sun creeps up. This morning's mission is to secure some fresh fillets for the kids. I haven't got any bait in the freezer for the upcoming weekend, so I want to collect some fresh baits, a few fillets for tonight. Hopefully try to pick up a flathead or a tailor early and then have some fun with the local herring. But without further ado, pretty excited to be out on a midweek. Very strong easterly, a little bit of swell. We'll get set up. Just that excited I can't speak, and we'll get you the chest cam and we'll see you shortly. Let's go. You. Welcome back everybody. It's about 5:45. I got really lucky. I actually pinned a really nice tailor. We'll get it on camera as the sun comes up. Probably around 40 centimeters on a little 20-gram jig. I'm still just trying to catch a herring so I can I've got my Assassin Bluefish 13-foot here as well. So I'm just trying to pick up maybe a skippy, a flathead. I've already picked up a tailor, which was, that was great on the little 9-foot Affinity from Assassin. I thought I foul hooked a herring, but it had a little bit too much weight. I will be looking at my bait rod a bit. I do apologise. I don't normally run 2 rods. I've got another keen angler to my right. But yeah, that was a really cool fight. Obviously before first light as well. Got that moon up, which it'll set in the next hour. Plan is just to get some fresh fish for the kids tonight. I'm home today. The boy's sick. I had the little shiver stick on just before I've just put on the 30-gram metal. And I actually missed another tailor, so I'll do 2 more casts of this metal. And then, as usual, I'll alternate between micro jigs, smaller shiver sticks, couple of sprats. But I did think there'd be a few tailor around with the moon up. Always around the full moon I like to fish, either the day or the night of or the morning after, and watch that moon set. So hopefully, I just want to get a herring as quick as I can. And then chuck that out on the bait rod. So I've just got some muleys at the moment. They're just getting picked apart by the sand crabs, little sand whiting, whatever else is swimming out there. So I don't really expect to catch too much with the muleys. But as soon as I get a fresh herring, it's going straight out on that rod, just a fillet of it. A little bit of swell. That wind actually, I think it's saying about 30 knot, of an easterly. It's actually not too bad. It's quite pleasant down here. Probably will ramp up again as that sun creeps up. I've got the burley bag out just with some oil and some fish frames, some herring I caught the other day. And yeah, hopefully we can get a fresh bait out, because I think we've got probably, I reckon, a good hour here to see if we can pick up a nice flathead or a skippy or another tailor. But yeah, it's definitely tailor cruising really early off this beach. I came down about 4:30, just trying to catch a herring, and yeah, I was quite surprised that I picked up that tailor on the 20-gram jig with the assist hook. So I do catch a lot of tailor with assist hooks. I know a lot of people will just say, oh, you get bitten off. But, if you pin them under the chin where their teeth aren't, you got a very good chance to get him in. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to I reckon we'll put another jig on. And then see, I just want a fresh herring, so we'll see how we go. We'll do a lure change. Well, I managed to get some fresh bait on that little silver 11-gram shiver stick. This one's perfect bait size. So I'll get this one filleted up and we'll have a cast on the bait rod, and then I might change the profile. I'm going to probably still spin for some tailor, but perfect little hezza. We'll get him filleted up and we'll get you on the bait rod, the Assassin Bluefish. You! All right, managed to get a herring descent, so I've just ripped the fillet off. I'm not going to waste any time. As I said, I want to get this fresh bait out before the sun hits the water. So I got a nice tailor on a little micro jig about 5:30. So I've just got some gangs on, not really going from Mulloway. Hopefully, you know, this rig here I can pick up a flathead, a skippy, just got my Vex bait thread. I'm just gonna rip that around, stop the pickers, but I'm much happier to have this as a fresh bait as opposed to a muley. Morning, how you going? Hey mate. So yeah, lots of beach walkers now, lots of swimmers, beautiful morning. But we'll just wrap this herring fillet, a couple of half hitches, maybe not. Just want to get the bait out. All right, so I've got the 13-foot bluefish special from Assassin. Just got a, just having a look at my other rod there. There's lots of swimmers and dog walkers. So I've just got this rigged up with a Vex surf rig, size 4 gangs on it. I've just put a star sinker on. I don't really mind if this rig moves. Like I could put a grapnel on, it's going to lob it out, not going to cast stiffer. I don't actually mind if this rig moves with the current or the waves. I don't mind because it's a fresh bait. So I'm not, you know, I'm not fishing in heavy swell or strong winds. You know, the current's not too bad. So I said I don't really mind if that moves around a bit. You know, more presents a natural bait. So we'll get this one in the rod holder, and then I'm gonna just throw a couple of sprats before it gets too late in the morning, because I reckon there's still some tail around. Right, hopefully that herring gets picked up and we do a lure change. Beautiful morning, got a nice tailor in the bucket, a couple more herring and I'll be very happy. Phew! It's really, I just checked the time, it's really slowed up dramatically. So we've got 10 past 6. I'm probably going to consider packing it up about 6:30. So I've managed to catch one herring. I took half of the herring off and that's filleted up on the big rod. And I've managed a very nice tailor on the 9-foot Assassin Affinity. Absolutely fluked it on the micro jig. And other than that, I've had a few bumps, but the herring are just not playing the game. So it has to be either something big swimming around or that moon's shut them right off. Because generally they're quite eager to hit my small offerings. So again, 2 more casts with this. So I'm probably going to throw a couple of medium shiver sticks, just because this is very unusual for the herring to go off the bite. So the sun hasn't hit the water yet, so I'm happy enough. It's a weekday. Home with the boy, take him to the doctors later on. I'm down the beach, get to watch the moon set. Lots of other keen anglers out on a Wednesday, which is fantastic to see. But yeah, this little micro jig generally has been fished, you know, it caught me quite a few fish in the last few weeks, but I can't buy another herring now. So I think I'll do a medium shiver stick and then go back to the smaller ones. But it's just very, very unusual not to get any nudges, nothing. So still got oil in the water, I've still got my burley bag at my feet. But these fish are gone right off the bite. Just check my assist hook's no, it's not caught up. So that's how it goes. Some mornings you think you're going to get a lot of fish and you don't. Well, I thought I'd get a few more herring, that's for sure. So we'll give it another 15-20 minutes. I'll see if something wants to eat that herring fillet. I think there's still tailor going up and down this beach, in my opinion, or a couple of small sharks. It's very unusual for the herring to switch off before the sun's hit the water. So, don't know. All right, let's put on a larger lure and then we'll go back to maybe a shiver stick. But very, very quiet now. Lure change. It has certainly been a challenge. It's one of those mornings again where I've hooked so many fish and have landed none on camera. It's been really frustrating. They've been very, very slow, these herring. It's been a lot of work. I still reckon there's some tailor swimming around as well. I think that's why they're a little bit skittish, a little bit put off. So I've got a nice tailor in the bucket. So really just want 2 more herring and I'll be pretty happy. But certainly been an absolute struggle to keep hooks in these fish this morning. They're definitely around because the other angler's catching them. So you just got to persist. So this swell's not ideal either. So this is actually what I got the really nice tailor on this morning before first light on this 20-gram Major Crafts jig. And the beauty of these jigs is you've got lots of little hooks, and he's a jumper. Don't do that, Nolan. Have you been holding fish long? So we'll probably, because we got one with this on those vexed assist hooks, we'll probably have another cast with this. We really only need one more, and I'll be very happy with that. So I'll check my bait rod after the next few casts, put this lovely herring in the bucket. We're getting there. We're getting a feed. Very, very slow, but we're getting there. Yeah, it's definitely getting time to call it. I just want one more, but if I don't get one more, it's okay. But yeah, I definitely think there's some larger fish around at the moment. And you probably find once that sun's fully on the water, those larger fish will move away and the herring will come on the bite. You know, the skippy. It's been some really good flathead off the beach as well over the last month, which is why I did bring the bait rod down, because trying to pick up, you know, maybe a flathead, a skippy. I'm stoked I got that tailor early. It would have been nice to obviously get it on camera, but the fish don't always get the memo when to bite, so that's okay. So I've got the yellow 11-gram shiver stick on. I reckon I've only got probably 1 or 2 more lure changes, and then I'm going to start to pack it up. Same thing, just slow winding it back in, just keeping it just above the surface. Oh, and there we go. This is not a big herring by any means. If I get this in, that'll be me done. That's enough for the kids tonight with that tailor. And so they're not on the bite, so I'm not going to spend too much time. I don't think I'll be able to collect enough for bait for the next mission, so I'll come back another morning and see if they're a bit more hungry. So the yellow shiver stick for me. Oh, jumped again, lost him again. That's about the 5th one. All right, try again. 2 more casts with this. Bugger. Oh, second last lure. I think this morning it's almost, I'd say it's about 10 to 7. These herring, they're here, they're not willing to commit. A couple of nudges every now and then. A lot of small ones. I've lost a lot that have thrown the hooks, which they don't normally do again with the assist, but again, that's just how it goes. So I'll have 2 more casts. I've got the blue 11-gram shiver stick on. I'm going to put on my 20-gram red and silver micro jig that I caught the beautiful tailor on early. And then I'll wind in the bait rod. I've had a piece of herring on that probably 20 minutes now. Hasn't even moved, hasn't even been touched by the pickers, so I don't really want to hook a ray on it. So I'll get that in very shortly. So I brought the big rod down just to see if I could pick up a different species this morning. I was lucky enough to get a tailor. So you just nudge, just a tiny little nudge, but just no commitment. I paused it just to see if it'd come back and grab it, but it didn't. So I'll do one more with this, and then the 20-gram micro jig, and then that's it, I'm going. Going home, had my fun, very slow morning. I thought that moonset would have certainly fired up the fish. But really, really slow. I have to check the barometer as well. Old mate here, hopefully he doesn't come too close to my line. He was actually out about, I think I got down here at 4:30, and he went past me about 5, so he's had a solid little row. It's good to see people out. Now the sun is completely on the water. Yeah, I'm just going to do my micro jig. See, again, no real commitment. That's like within, I'd say, 5 metres of my feet. I'm not even confident I'm going to land this because the amount of fish I've lost, just because they're only nudging the lure. They're not, they're not fighting over the lure. They're not really going too hard. If I get this one in, I'll be pretty happy. If I don't, I don't. Let's try to beach him up. Just in that wash there. Use this wave here to beach him up if I can. There we go. done. They're not big, as I said. You can see the size. We'll get it up closer to the camera. So it's about half the size of the little shiver stick, but that's all I wanted, an extra herring. So I'll check the bait rod. That's on the blue 11 gram shiver stick with the assist hooks. We'll put that in the bucket. We'll pack up the bait rod and we'll call it a morning. Beauty. All right, let's check this bait rod. Put this one in the bucket and we'll call it a day. Got a feed, so happy enough. Phew. It's always a sad time in the session when you're winding in the bait rod, but as I said, obviously, I don't know if there'll be, I had I filleted up a herring, so half a herring, one piece of fillet on here. I reckon it's probably been picked apart, but I didn't see the rod move or anything. The bluefish from Assassin is probably my favourite rod in the range, because especially I've got the 13 and the 14 foot. I can put, you know, 5,000 on it, or I can put all the way up to a 10,000 size spinning reel. And yeah, as you can see there, it's got a little bit of interest, but still plenty of meat on that fillet. So I'm going to pack this rig up, put it back on my little bit of foam, pack this rod up. I've had my fun, didn't get anything on the bait rod this morning, and that's just how it goes. But as I said, you can't really get any fresh than that. Fresh piece of herring. Lots of people enjoying the beach now as well. Beautiful morning. And we'll pack this up and we'll get home. Beauty. But as I said, if you're looking for a really light casting rod, go and check out the Bluefish range. Probably my favourite rod in the range. As I said, this is a 13 foot, you know, special. Let's give you the specs on this one now. So yeah, PE 2 to 3, cast weight up to, you know, it's sort of 2 to 4 ounce. As I said, I've got a 8,000 on it now. I usually run a 5, 6, all the way up to 10. So it's very versatile, really sensitive. But yeah, nothing on that rod today, but that's okay. The Assassin Affinity 9'6" here. Sort of beauty, paired up with a 5K to do all the damage. I might just have one more sneaky cast with a shiver stick, but we'll just pack up the bait rod and yeah, maybe one more cast. But what a beautiful morning. So a lot of people just use plastic zip bags. I use little bits of pool noodle. I'll just cut that off. Cut that off the leader, up there. As I said, it's always a sad time in the day when you start packing all your rigs up, but that's the reality. Got to take the boy to the doctor this morning and get the daughter to school, so I've had my fun. I just wrap it up on the pool noodle like that and wind the line in. Said definitely takes me longer setting up and packing up these days. Again, adding the camera gear and all that to it as well adds extra time, but you know, obviously I'm learning, it's new and I enjoy it as well, doing the long format. Put that back in the bag, and then I've also got a little wrap for the line. So much things you bring down, a lot of it you don't use, but you know, when you're bringing a couple of rods, you want to make sure you're certainly prepared. As you can see, lots of people enjoying the beach, and we'll just wind this line in. Got the Vex light as well, might show you that. Get that off the rod. So it has a red and green light. Red when there's a bite or a hit, and what I do with that, just get the rod back. So good thing about these batteries, as you can see, it's green, and then when you get a strike it goes red. There we go, like that. And I just before I put it back in my case, what I'll do is I'll just put the battery in the other way, and then the battery doesn't, you know, wear out. Just put the wrap the line up. So it's a very sad time of the day when you've got to pack everything up, but that's the reality. I'll give these all a clean this afternoon. I didn't manage to get any bait, just got a nice little feed for the kids. That one's packed up. This one goes back in the running. It's getting late. I'm going to get home. This one goes back in the tray. Again, I've had this bag, this Assassin bag, I don't know, probably for over 10 years. So they're not the cheapest bag on the market, but these zippers, they will last you a lifetime. So get that all in there with the sand, give it a clean later. So check out these bags as well from your local tackle stores. Cry once, buy once, as they say. All right, well, let's have one more sneaky cast with a blue shiver stick, and then better get home. Oh, I'm just going to walk down the wall. That's me done. Very quick session. The herring was certainly around, but just not willing to bite. I feel like there's definitely some larger fish around this morning. I got a very nice, healthy tailor beauty on the micro jig. Got some herring for the kids. Had my midweek fun. Gonna take the boy to the doctors this morning. Thanks for watching. You know, these metro beaches, they're a lot of hard, you know, they're a lot of work. You've got to put the time in, but there are really good quality fish around. You just got to come down, have a crack, give it a try. As I said, I brought down the 13-foot bluefish. As I said, my favourite rod in the range. Also got obviously my new Affinity Assassin casting rod, 9'6". Didn't get anything on the big rod today, but I wanted to try for different species. Happy I got that tailor. It was a lot of fun on the 9-foot Affinity. As I said, didn't get any bait collected for the weekend, so I'll have to come down either Thursday, Friday. I'm going to plan to head up towards Alkimos over the weekend and also down to Fremantle. So hopefully the wife will be able to let me lend the car, because I don't have my own transport now, and we can get out and show you more of this coast. But again, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. This is a very short and sweet video, and hopefully next time we can find some new fish, new adventures on the sand. Stay safe, tight lines, be kind, and we'll see you next time. You.